It's great to see you again. I know this is our second session. And I know first session was just mostly prioritizing kind of like the process of the counseling and the whole legal aspect and the whole like mandated reporting, all of that. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Um, I don't think so, but if any do pop up, I'll definitely let you know.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. How are you feeling today?
Today I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a pretty mellow day. I've still had a little bit of kind of anxiety this week, but overall, it's been pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So I know last session I kind of gave you like a brief approach and a brief explanation of my approach, but I do tend to like to focus on understanding your kind of goals and finding solutions to those goals. Does that still sit with you?
Yes.
Okay. So have you ever heard of solution-focused therapy?
I don't think I have. What is that?
So it's a therapy that essentially emphasizes on but finding like solutions to your current problems rather than like focusing on like past concerns or underlining issues. And it's completely focused on you being the expert in your life, in your approaches and your solutions, essentially. It identifies kind of like your goals, your solutions, as well as really amplifying your successes as well as your past successes that can help you with your current problems.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yeah, I really like the sound of that. It sounds a lot more positive and kind of strengthening than just focusing on my problems. I feel like in the past, when I've had therapy, it's a lot of that. So I'm super excited to try this with you and kind of see how it works and what that looks like and
Yeah.
how it will help
Yeah,
me.
yeah, for sure. And if you ever feel like in our future sessions or anything that you need a different type of modality or different type of therapy, feel free to say it because sometimes this can be situational or it can be a therapy that you just like for everything. So always keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So let's start about talking about what would you like to achieve? I know you said you kind of struggling with your anxiety and like your confidence level. What would you like to be different in your life?
Um, Yeah, I think something I would like is to just not have as much stress and anxiety. I think something I would really want to try to work on is how I can like manage myself to where I don't get to a point of being so anxious. I kind of just shut down a little bit. And so I think that would be a really good thing to start off with.
Okay, cool. So on a scale from like 0 to 10, what's your level of like concern with your anxiety?
Um, it's about like a 5.
5? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That's good. What do you think you need for it to be a higher number?
Um, I think it would help to just like work on more skills with you and like work on things myself that already do work to try to get that to not be there as much and be more in tune with myself so that I don't get as anxious all the time.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying all these things that you need to do. What will it look like when you've done it?
um,
Like, what's the ideal living?
yeah, I think once I've done it, ideally, I would be able to like notice when I start to get anxious and then be able to um, manage that to where it doesn't manifest into just full blown anxiety to the point where it's really hard for me to like bring it back. I also think it would look um, like just being kind of more patient with myself and just letting the thoughts kind of flow and not getting too wrapped up in them.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. That's good. Um, so can you think of a time that you were feeling exactly that? Like, was there a certain moment in life, moment in time that you just everything was good, your anxiety level was manageable and all of that?
Yeah, let me think about that. Um, Yeah. So at work this one time, there was like a someone kind of dealing with a crisis, and I was there to kind of help with that. And usually in those situations, I'd kind of get super anxious myself,
Mm-hmm.
which wouldn't
Yeah.
help. And in that moment, I kind of was just like focused on what needs to be done and making sure like the person was okay and not being so much in my head about it.
So how did you do that? How did you?
Yeah, I think I just breathed a lot and then took notice of kind of what the most important thing in that moment was, which in that situation it was making sure that the person was okay. So I think having it not be so much about myself helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I also think having my coworkers there and all of us kind of being in a supportive environment helped a lot because it didn't feel as much like it was just on me, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then thinking back to that, I think I was just mostly already calm during that day, and so when that did happen, I didn't get
Mm-hmm.
as flustered with it.
Mm. Okay, so you were in a different state to even start that
Mm-hmm.
day off.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what you did, or do you remember what helps you get to like a calmer state to even go into like a really tiring environment, but also very like busy
Mm-hmm.
environment?
Yeah. I don't remember what I did that day, but I know like sometimes it will just help me to like go on a walk or something or listen to music or just breathe. I feel like it kind of depends on the situation on what I need to
Mm-hmm.
do, but I feel like there are a few things that I'm able to do that can help me get to that point of feeling
Yeah,
calm.
yeah. So there's this thing that's called an exception in solution focused therapy, and it's kind of to help you understand like, oh, why was this one time really okay? Like, why was I able to manage everything this one time? And then you kind of start to connect with like, oh, you did all of these approaches, all of these different mindsets and actions, and how to like kind of incorporate that more, so that way that can start being your norm, and you can start implementing that more.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound?
I like the sound of that. It seems like with my anxiety, a lot of the time the issue is that I just don't give myself
Mm,
time to kind of like breathe. And so I think having that baseline of doing those things so that it's not an exception, it's like that's just how it is.
hmm
I think that sounds really good. I think that would help a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it's really like beneficial to like start identifying that stuff. Okay, so you mentioned that you were doing the breathing, the walking. Um, how can you incorporate that? How can you prioritize that?
Um, I think with the breathing, sometimes I do just need to remind myself to breathe. And so I
Mm,
think maybe intentionally like trying to notice or not, like just in general, I think just maybe trying to meditate a little bit every day, maybe in the morning when I wake up or just when I have a second to myself could really
hmm
help. And then with the walking, I think it would help if I try to prioritize just spending more time outside and like with nature and not having it like having it be because I want to, not
hmm
because I have to,
hmm
like being rushed somewhere. So just kind of just taking more time to myself, it sounds like would help.
Nice. What do you feel like changing yourself when you do those actions, do those practices?
Um, I feel like it makes me feel more confident and like um, helps me um, be more kind of just present and um, less likely to just kind of get super
Mm-hmm.
anxious.
Oh, oh. So okay, so would you say that like everything you just stated are like signs to indicate that like your practices are working to help your anxiety? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, like, not feeling a lot of tension or, not getting headaches and stuff. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
those are also pretty good indicators.
Okay. Good. Good. Um, thinking like, so how confident are you that you can like really start incorporating these practices like on a scale from 0 to 10?
I'm feeling about a 6. I think that it wouldn't be. I think it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
I do think that practicing them would be able to help me see how much it is helping. Then it would hopefully be able to make it part of like a daily routine or something.
Okay. So what could help you? I know I asked this a lot, but what could help you from the 6? What could help you move from a 6 to a higher number?
Um, I think just prioritizing it is the most important thing and not feeling bad for taking that time to myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, prioritizing is hard.
Yeah.
So how do you think that you can prioritize this? Because you are
um,
busy, and you mentioned before you're a student, worker, all of these other additional stuff. Like, how can you prioritize this?
um, well, with being outside, I think I could prioritize that by just maybe going on like walks when I get home from work, or um, I would say wake up earlier in the morning, but I know I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. So I think going on walks like when I get home or maybe after dinner or something, and just maybe listening to music while I'm walking to or something, or
Nice.
not. But I think maybe that could help me do that and just make it feel um, like something that's fun to do instead of kind of another chore or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, in your work setting, are you able do you have breaks, lunches?
Yes.
Cool. Is there a chance for you to like take a break and walk, or is that kind of unrealistic with your work setting?
Yeah, I can do that. They're pretty flexible with breaks and everything, and so I definitely do think like going on a walk on a break is definitely something I could do.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Cool. So let me see. What shift in your work ability do you see happening once you kind of start implementing it and have more control on your anxiety and
Um,
stress levels?
yeah, I think it would help me. Let's see. I think it would help me be able to talk to my coworkers more and be more like collaborative if there's something I need help with. Like sometimes a lot of my anxiety just comes from like not wanting to put stuff on people, you know. So I think that would look like just me communicating better and then also just like focusing on one thing at a time. I think would really help myself at work.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you close to your coworkers?
Yes, they're all really amazing
Oh,
people.
that's
So.
awesome. That's a great environment to be in then. Do you feel like you could like share your struggles with them? Like share that you've been kind of struggling with the work and like yeah, like you said, be more open and communicative. Do you think you can do
Um,
that?
I I think maybe with like well, like one of my coworkers I could. So,
Do you think that that would help you? Or maybe not?
um, I think it could help me, but I also think like I I don't want to put that on them,
Mm-hmm.
and so I feel like if it got to a point where it was getting really bad, I would definitely feel comfortable talking about that, and yeah, I do think that's something I could do.
Cool. Cool. Okay. So I mean you've done like a really great job identifying that you know, struggling with your anxiety, your stress, and like kind of like your confidence level at work. And you've done such a great job identifying what already you know will work for you because you practice them, and that you did great identifying that you do need to prioritize yourself. That's not an easy thing for people to really recognize and really say out loud. So I give you props for that. It's not easy. Um, do you feel like you will commit to yourself for this like approach for like practicing like you're walking, you're breathing, you're prioritizing yourself. Do you feel like that that's something that you can realistically do right now?
Yes, I do think. I think it would. I feel like I should give it the chance. So,
Okay. So also, okay, so one thing about social justice therapy, we don't like giving homework because that's doesn't create a great dynamic between us because I'm here for you, support for you, because this, like I said, you're the expert, you get to decide. Do you feel like you want to make this a goal for next session, or do you want this just to be kind of like a general goal for you to like get to?
yeah, I think it would be good to make it a goal for our next session. So I think I want to try to go on a walk tonight and then also tomorrow and try to just get it into a pattern so that by the next time I see you, I can kind of talk to you about how that went and if I maybe learned anything else that helps.
Awesome. Okay. Um, so how do you feel like you did today with
Um,
our quick session?
yeah, I feel like I did pretty well. I really liked that this is kind of strength based. And I feel like it helped me be able to identify some things that I'm already doing that help me that I kind of usually overlook. So I really like that this gave me kind of more of a idea on the things I can do and what I already do that can help me with my anxiety. And yeah, I feel a lot less anxious right now than I did at the beginning of the session. So thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome. Cool. I'm really glad to hear that this is the approach that you like and you maybe will like to continue using. Again, if you want to switch it up, that's okay too. Do you feel like there's anything else that you want to talk about in this session? Or you
Um,
feel okay about how it's been?
hmm. I think I'm good for right now. Could I just schedule my next session with you?
Yeah. Do you want to do next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Let's do next week.
Okay. Awesome.